So I thought it might be cool to devise something like this, a spool that is made up of the filament that it holds. First, you put it on the bamboo lab spool, and then you use this spool to print out the new spool, and then you take that spool and use a separate spool to swap it out for this spool. Got it? Then you end up with something like this, which admittedly is pretty cool, but there's a couple problems with it. Namely, one, if it's anything other than like PLA, it might be more expensive to print this out than to just buy a regular spool. And two, mess up and put it into a filament dryer, well, this might happen. I can't really dry this filament, which sucks, because wet filament sometimes doesn't stick to the bed all that well, and this 24-hour print lost a lot of iterations just because of the gold color. That's where we arrived at this iteration. The idea is you print out the regular spool out of ABS or something, and then you print out a separate ring to glue in place. Problem with that is now you're printing out two pieces, and one of them is really fragile, and if the thermal expansion coefficients of the different materials are different, you're gonna have a hard time fitting it into the groove that it needs to go in. And it also takes glue, and sometimes the glue fails, and then things like this happens, and it prevents the thing from spinning, which causes the printer to throw an error, and I hope you can see why it's kind of a pain. But here's the thing, I now have an H2D, and this baby has two separate nozzles that are heated separately and therefore can print two completely different materials. So the question becomes, why don't I just print the ABS spool and the PLA inlay at the same time? Let's see.
Giving me a scary message that I can't print high and low temp filaments at the same time, which I thought that was kind of the whole point, but oh well, let's see.
Yeah, I don't think that worked. I think the heated chamber caused the PLA to melt in here. So now it's all gooed up.
Yep.
It appears to be working this time. We'll have to check back when I wake up tomorrow morning.
Right, morning after. Oh my god, would you look at that? That ain't coming out.
So how I got away with it was, I clicked on the settings here for the ABS, and I changed the chamber temperature to 0 degrees Celsius, and then I clicked on the settings for the PLA, and I changed the engineering plate, or whatever one you're using, to be 90, which is the same as ABS.
So that way they both have the exact same settings so they're not interfering with each other.
So there we go. Now unused PLA roll. Now re-spooled ABS roll. Yay!